Every day, we see massive, overarching corporate mission statements. They're printed on coffee cups, plastered on billboards, displayed prominently on company homepages. Take Amazon's stated goal, to be Earth's most customer-centric company. It sounds great, but how does a logistics giant actually mandate a feeling like customer centricity on a daily basis? The problem here is sheer scale. Alphabet, for instance, has a workforce of over 190,000 people. A catchy slogan isn't enough to direct that many individuals across dozens of time zones. So let's look at a concrete target. Imagine a company announces a goal to generate 50% of its revenue from sustainable products by the year 2025. Without a formal mechanism for evaluation and control, that 5-year target is essentially just a wish. To achieve it, a company has to build a machine that translates that distant dream into specific tasks for Monday morning. It all starts at the top. The mission statement acts as the public promise, setting the organizational values and giving the company its reason to exist. But executives have to turn that public promise into a 5-year strategic plan. This top-level document dictates overarching resource allocation. If the goal is sustainability, management approves funding for new equipment. From there, the directive moves to middle management, who slice that strategy into a specific 1-year tactical plan, detailing who buys that equipment and when. But planning can't happen in a vacuum. What happens if a vital supplier of those sustainable materials suddenly goes bankrupt halfway through the year? This is where contingency plans come in. These are predetermined alternative courses of action, designed to be triggered the moment an intended plan is unexpectedly disrupted. To build effective contingencies, companies use scenario building. They study current trends to visualize future possibilities. Shell, for example, heavily relies on scenario building to consider the long-term evolution of global energy long before a crisis hits. So while strategic and tactical plans build the framework of a company's goals, developing these contingencies ensures the organization can survive external unpredictability. Eventually, the plan reaches lower-level managers. They are responsible for creating operational plans, which have a strict short-term focus, guiding the daily actions of individual employees. One of the primary frameworks they use is management by objectives, or MBO. This is a system where highly specific goals are set for individual departments, projects, and people. A tactical plan might say improve factory efficiency, but an MBO gives a factory floor manager a highly specific instruction, reduce machine downtime to 2%. There's a psychological benefit to doing this. When employees know exactly what their targets are, they can clearly see how their specific contributions affect the organization. It gives them a sense of ownership over the final product. To guide these daily targets, operational plans are split into 2 primary types, starting with single-use plans. A single-use plan is meant to solve one particular problem and then be discarded. If a company decides to digitalize all its paper records, the complex transition from manual to digital only happens once. Contrast that with standing plans. These are rules designed to be used repeatedly for day-to-day operations, like a firm's internal policies regarding employee internet and email usage. These specific daily operational guardrails are the actual gears turning. They are the thousands of tiny, measured actions that eventually make the original 5-year corporate promise achievable. This cascading structure, from a 5-year strategy down to a single email policy, exists to reduce uncertainty, providing a consistent guideline for every employee's daily work. A well-defined plan increases motivation. When an employee walks in, they don't have to guess what the company wants. They have a clear guideline of exactly what they should be doing. But there's a catch. The length of a company's planning horizon must be dictated by the degree of uncertainty in its external environment. In a highly turbulent, fast-changing industry, rigid structure becomes a threat. If a market shifts overnight, strict management by objectives and inflexible 5-year plans go from helpful guardrails to massive liabilities. Management succeeds when it creates a framework strong enough to guide thousands of people while remaining flexible enough to withstand the pressure of a shifting reality.